Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here in the KITZUR HILCHOS SHABBOS, and we are about to embark on, I believe, what is the bulk of this sefer, and that is the Hagdama L'Lametes Melachos. We're going to begin learning about the 39 Melachos, the prohibited actions that we are not allowed to do on Shabbos, which obviously much of our Shabbos is going to revolve around what we can do, what we cannot do, and the reason why these things are prohibited and why other actions that we do are permitted, which is going to be the connection and the enhancement and the elevation that we have on Shabbos, how we guard the Shabbos in the proper way. And he writes like this, Melacha va'avodah. There's two ways to look at work. One is Melacha and one is Avodah. And he's going to have to describe the difference between the two, because when it comes to the laws of Shabbos, we're dealing with Melacha, not Avodah, and each one means work in and of itself, but what type of work are we describing and talking about? Our Master, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Creator of the world, has commanded us, we're not allowed to do Melacha, we cannot do work on Shabbos. However, what we think is called Melacha is called work. It's not what HaKadosh Baruch Hu meant. It's only our short, slight-mindedness that we have that makes us think opposite. If a person would move furniture around his house all day long on Shabbos, pater, he is exempt, he did nothing wrong. Even if a person wanted to carry heavy furniture, heavy things up and down his stairs all day long on Shabbos, v'gam kol hayom, all day, no problem, he's pater, he's exempt from there. However, a person carries a needle. It's a pretty small thing. Remember, we just said you can move the couch and heavy chairs around all day long on Shabbos, even up and down the stairs, no problem. You're pater, you're exempt. But if a person carries a mechet, they carry a needle, a little tiny needle, even if it is sticking in his clothing, if he's a tailor, and that's how he normally walks around, with a needle poked into his lapel of his shirt over there, or his jacket. That's how he carries things normally. And he goes from a private domain into a public domain. Chayiv, for that, he has just transgressed a prohibition on Shabbos. How could that be? So this sounds like a tremendous stira. You told me, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, don't want to do work, but I can move around my furniture all day long and get preoccupied with that. That's not called work. That's not called work, and therefore I'm pater. But if I carry a needle in the lapel of my jacket, because I'm a tailor, that's the way that I normally carry it. Or you're not a tailor, you carry it in your hand, and it's no skin off your back, as they say. It's no sweat. It's a small little thing. I'm not even doing anything. That's usher. What exactly we can do, we can't do? And all of these malachas that we're not allowed to do, they were given over to Moshe Har Sinai. Any malacha, any activity of work that was needed in the construction of the Mishkan, of the tabernacle in the wilderness, Nikreis Melacha, that's called Melacha, and anything that is similar to that kind of Melacha, and that is going to be a problem, says the KITZUR HILCHOS SHABBOS. Anything that is a Melacha that was done in the construction and the performance and the carrying and the constructing and the taking down of the Mishkan, as we are going to see, or the building of the Mishkan, or the making of all of the parts that were in the Mishkan in the tabernacle, that is called Melacha, and that is what a person is not allowed to do on Shabbos. Any avodah, any work that has nothing at all to do with that which took place in the constructing and the making and the building and the taking down of the Mishkan, then all of that is going to be permitted on Shabbos. And this, of course, we're going to have to see more in detail, which is coming up, as Hashem, next week, how the melachos work, why there's something inherently problematic in doing that particular malacha, that work, that action on Shabbos. And once we understand the Isser, why Malach itself is a problem, it will allow us to understand why it's so important to learn the 39 Malach as well, so that we can enhance our Shabbos and keep Shabbos the way that HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants us to. Have a wonderful Shabbos.